Well, you're on audio, so you look
okay,
great.
great.
All right, we're going to start with the game. Hello! Oh,
Hello!
man, the chat did all this goofy thing again.
Oh, no, okay, so we're so ready.
We're really doing great.
Just
Good start.
killing
Good
it.
start. Good start.
Good start. Glass shark. Glass shark.
Glass shark. All right. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I'm totally doing great. I definitely
Doing swell.
am not
Even.
making changes
Not at all.
really quick
Everything's fine.
at all. There's
We
definitely
planned this perfectly.
yes, absolutely.
So well thought out.
Yes.
So
There we
beautiful.
go. I put that. If I put that. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I'm fine.
Lou, you're ruining the illusion that we know what we're doing.
Oh, I mean, yes, I know what I'm doing. Hi!
Hi! Hello!
Hi, guys. We are doing a play and then let's a crochet in.
thought you were about to say we're doing a play. It's called Macbeth.
We're doing a play. It's
And
called...
It's a gender bend two-person version of Macbeth.
Of Macbeth.
Macbeth. That's how you
I
pronounce it.
am gonna crochet.
Wait, who are you?
I'm Louie.
Hi, Louie.
Hey, who are you?
I'm Jules.
Oh my gosh, when did you get here?
About May
Oh,
last year.
forgot my water.
I'm not getting up.
I made her
I'm in
get
the
up like
middle of
4
the
times now.
game. I'm in the middle of the game.
So Jules is kicking butt at Tetris, as usual. That's cool for usual. That's
Is it?
yeah. That's how the cool kids say usual.
And the cool kids talk about what they do that's cool
Mhm.
all the time. Yeah.
That's what all the cool kids do. I am gonna crochet. I think I'm gonna start by crocheting a Triceratops because that's always fun. Everybody likes Triceratops.
Oops. Until they run into him. And then they're like, oh no,
Oh,
a
no.
Triceratops.
I have a cat attacking my little knee. Hey, buddy.
He ran away. It's okay. Whee. Oh boy.
How is your guys' day going? We got
Yes.
beautiful fairy kisses dash Erin. She says hi.
Hi, Erin.
Cynthia says hi. Hi,
Hi,
Cynthia.
Cynthia.
We got Crystal Burns. I think that's Mr. Burns' niece.
Niece. Wait, he has siblings?
I don't know actually. I never watched. Did you watch much The Simpsons?
I did with my siblings when I was really young. And then when they moved out of the house, I stopped, and I don't really remember anything from it.
Ooh,
Yeah, cool story.
cool story. And by the way, we have on one of these screens crocheting, and on the other screens Tetrising. I guess it's pretty obvious now, but we're gonna switch off after a little bit.
Yep. Even though I don't know how to crochet, I will still craft.
Yeah. Jules has got her knitting.
I do. I got lots of knitting to do.
I know, blasphemy. We're gonna let her knitter on this channel. But
You're
that's
gonna
okay.
let that happen a lot, I hear. The little birdie told me.
Is that what you heard?
It is what I
Who told you this? Who did these
The
things?
little birdie. I just told you that.
Was it Steven? Was it Steven?
I am not at liberty to say.
It was totally Steven. That bird goes around spouting secrets.
Oh boy.
They want to know what you're going to be knitting.
What am I going to be knitting? I'm going to be knitting the same thing I was knitting last time, which is a poncho that's taking forever, but I'm getting really close to the end. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to make progress on it.
Oh, hey, by the way, how is our audio?
Yeah, how's our audio?
Yeah, how's our audio?
Yeah, how's our audio?
How's our audio? Did we sound pretty?
Pretty gorgeous.
Would you like to hear the game more or less? Or our voices more or less? I can make those kind of changes.
Yeah, we can just shut Lou up for the rest of the day. And
Yep, that's what everybody likes. Usually people are really happy when I stop talking.
No, it's not true. We love you.
Oh no,
What?
I got a cough.
What? I thought your cough was gone.
It's not anymore. I brought it back just for the show.
Oh, like a
Yeah.
return character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a returning character.
Like a character that dies on the soap opera, but you know they're gonna be back later.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And yes.
We are normal functioning people.
I am a normal functioning people.
So what do they say about our audio? Is it okay?
They say it's fine.
It's fine.
Sounds good.
Okay.
They want to know, have you ever knit socks?
I have knit socks. I don't recommend it. I love knitting on like size 5 needles and higher. I don't like knitting on 4s or lower. It's too small for me. I like things that go quickly. I would much rather buy my socks. They're much more comfortable when I buy them. I'm not gonna knit any more socks for me. I will knit them as gifts if I really feel like it, but other than that, no.
You should knit me some socks.
I should. I started and then my needles broke because they were so tiny. They broke in my
She
hands.
never knits me anything.
I do.
She hates me.
No, I don't.
Well, fine.
Fine.
I think I need to look up the pattern for my Triceratops. I forget it.
Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o.
No, I remember how to crochet spaghettios.
Wait, do you have a spaghetti-o pattern?
Yeah, of course I do. I have a pattern for literally every single thing in the world. Name one thing.
Spaghettios.
Oh, don't, not except for that.
Here we go. Game's getting hairy. Harry Potter up in the house.
Triceratops.
I really hope they show you... Oh, never mind. You're searching your own pattern database. Never mind. I was hoping you were like on Ravelry and they showed you a pattern for Sarah, the Triceratops, in Land Before Time. Your cock is back with a vengeance.
Yeah, it's back with a vengeance. It was the way I was sitting, I think.
Oh.
I figured it out. Turns out I'm a genius.
A more on genius? More of a genius than
I'm more of a genius than anyone else.
Oh, get over there. Yes!
Crystal Burns loves knitting socks.
Good for you, Crystal. Power to you. Can't do it.
She said to knit me socks on 3s.
Yeah, 3s, I've done that. It was fine. It was fine. I don't want to spend so much time on socks. I'd rather buy them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't want to buy a shawl. I want to make a shawl.
Make a shawl.
Make a shawl. Make it a shawl.
As you can tell, Jules is pretty alright at Tetris.
I'm okay.
She can really Tetris it up.
I'm decent. I survive.
Serve fries. When was the first time you played Tetris?
The first time I ever played Tetris?
Yeah,
Is that the
can you remember?
Yeah, it was, oh, I can't get the piece over there. It was when I must have been in middle school, maybe even earlier. My siblings would play Tetris on the N64. They'd play this really weird version of Tetris that was actually a lot like Tetris 99, where lines that you made when you were playing multiplayer would be sent to the person you were playing with.
Oh.
Yeah. I wish Tetris 99 had a multiplayer, like, so that Louie and I could play, for example, not just people on the internet. It'd be fun to kick Louie's butt at this.
Yeah, maybe.
I totally would. You wouldn't stand a chance.
Iggly. Hi, Iggly. How are you? I haven't seen you. Why do I look at the mic? How are you?
I don't know why you look at me.
It's been a long time. The cat is jumping on
I won!
everything.
First game!
Hey, oh, that's a good start. That is a good start.
I won. Also, the game is always under Louie's name. Which is kind of ironic because he's only won once out of what, like 60
Why do you have to
now?
bring that up all the time? But wait, here's the thing though. I won first. I won before you won.
You played first.
Well, but I won first too. So maybe I'm the reason that you won. If I never won, then you never would either.
Sound logic, I suppose. What are you making?
I'm making a Triceratops. I came up with a pattern last night for a kobold, which is a character from Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
They're like lizard men.
Was that a custom order?
It is a custom order, and it I realized that it would make a pretty good T-Rex pattern for the future. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. What about a raptor? It kind of looks like skinny like a raptor to me.
I guess it is kind of skinny like a raptor. Is it? It's right here actually. Here, I can switch the camera.
Oh, the picture looks skinny, not the crochet thing.
Yeah, the crochet thing kind of looks like a T-Rex a little bit.
It's cute. It's
really
really
little
cute.
teethies in there.
I like him.
Yeah. I guess I could zoom this in a little bit. Let's do that. Let's show the what to do, and then
I'm gonna play
this.
Tetris. Let's play.
He's got a little tail
crochet.
too. I did this weird crochet thing for the tail. I think I might do the tail differently next time though.
Pourquoi?
That's good. I don't know. I think it's kind of going to be confusing to explain how to make this tail, and also it's really skinny. I don't know. It was just like a test run to make a tail. Iggly says that she's good and that she was here last live stream.
Oh, great. Hi again.
The one where Jules never won.
I won off camera.
No, not really.
Yeah. Whose fault was it that everything kept crashing?
Amber is playing Sims.
Amber? What
playing The
version
Sims.
of Sims? The latest version?
Yeah, what version of The Sims? Hey, do you remember ever playing Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Me? No.
Oh, love
Never owned that one. My
Such a
computer
good
games
game.
were pretty girly. I had the Matilda computer game.
What was that one? What was
I
that?
solved mysteries. It was great.
Oh my gosh. Did you solve Matilda Mysteries? Oh, that's not funny.
You're fired.
I'm fired. I quit. You can't fire me because I quit.
You can't quit because you're fired.
You can't fire me because I quit.
This is endless.
This isn't endless because I quit.
Alright, fine, you win.
That was a good move.
My move?
Yes. I'm watching you.
Weird.
Sims 4. She's playing Sims 4. She has a ton of mods and custom content downloaded though. She can't play without it.
Can't play without the mods, huh? It's like jailbreaking your phone. Once you do it, you gotta do it every time.
Yep. I used to have my phone jailbroken.
I would have other people do it for me. 'Cause I don't know how
But
to
you
do
did
it.
have your phone jailbroken
Yeah,
once?
I did.
With what was it called? Syniac or Sidak? It was like the jailbreak iPhone, Apple, or whatever app store. I had the very first iPhone. I even had the iPhone that was before the first iPhone. It
Please
wasn't
explain yourself.
it wasn't called an I don't know if it was called an iPhone, but it had iTunes on it. It was the first phone to have iTunes on it.
Oh.
It was
Okay.
this white brick phone, and it had like shock absorbers in it, so you could drop it. It wasn't a big deal. I would play basketball with it.
You did not play basketball.
I did.
Alright.
Jimbo.
What happened to it?
I think it still is somewhere. I don't know. It probably exists in a alternate reality.
Alternate reality. How do you get there?
The cool thing about this phone is that it could open different dimensions. So yeah, for a long time it got stuck in a dimension where people, every single person had a lisp. Yeah, I know that because I had a lot of
there would be no
voicemails.
such thing as a lisp. If any,
Yeah,
if anyone
exactly.
had
So like people didn't know that they even had a lisp. It was a really weird dimension. But when it got back, I had like 150 voicemails. And every single person had a lisp on it. Also, I think it was a world where no one answered the phone and said it let everybody go to voicemail. So, true story.
Texts were obsolete.
There was no such thing as text messages because people would text lisp, like, so it would just take a long time.
We're really weird.
No.
I'm gonna die.
You're gonna be dead soon.
He's so supportive. Ah! Wait. Oh, boop, 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 boop. Gah! So close. Shnikes.
Cynthia still has an iPod or an iPhone 4 in her house and uses it as an iPod sometimes. I used to do that. I think we got like a lot of different iPhones here.
We do. We have at least 2 that are not in use.
Yeah, I use them as cameras every now and then when I need like a multiple camera setup. And yeah. You want to help come up with a would you rather?
Sure.
Okay. Would you rather have your teeth be soft like felt at all times except for when you eat? Or
Wait. I'm confused. Are they felt?
they feel like felt. Like if I touched your teeth, they would like.
Yeah, but when I eat, I can still chew.
Yeah, they're not hard though. They're not hard until you chew.
Okay.
The second you're eating food.
All right. Or have your teeth be made out of wood at all times.
Wood.
Yeah.
A lot of splinters.
And when you smile, it would be very obvious that they're made out of wood.
Oh yeah, see the felt thing, people wouldn't know unless they felt your teeth.
Right.
Or you touch them with your tongue.
So I vote felt in this scenario. But also, if you had wooden teeth, there's some George Washington jobs out there.
Did you know that George Washington had
I know.
teeth? Well, let me say it still. Let me show that I know things. George Washington had teeth made out of gold and silver and ivory, but he never had teeth made out of wood.
Yep, he ruined
Cynthia wants to know how the Woggles are. The Woggles are doing great.
They are.
They are. They have a happy little home, way above the reach of a stray kitten. There's a lot of them. There's even more than there were before.
Yep, they just keep growing on that shelf.
Yes, they have a little concave. Is that the right word?
No.
Enclosure? No, but it's not enclosed.
I don't
They're
know.
happy,
I don't
and
know
they
what
are
word.
in a good. I think they are in a very good place. I'm very happy for them.
Same.
I think I want to make them a new home a little bit with maybe some like stuff for them to, or donuts and stuff, because you know how they love to eat donuts.
I mean, they've already stolen a few of my socks to make some beds.
Yeah, I don't know how they get back up. I think maybe they have a little ladder up there.
Maybe. Or they make a tower of themselves and they just climb up.
Oh, that's totally what they do.
And then they just pull up the stripes.
It's tricky though because they can't move if they're seen.
Right.
So
this all happens at night.
yeah, definitely, and apparently when Jimbo's sleeping, yeah, because Jimbo would not be very nice to them. I don't think if he caught them.
No. For those who don't know, Jimbo is our cat, and he sleeps
Sitting
on
like
our
that.
head. He on our
He
heads.
does. He does sleep in our heads. And also today I combed our sheets to get all the fur
He's a very
off of
furry
them.
cat. This
And I could tell that there was some fur on it, but I didn't know how much fur. And oh my gosh, there was so much fur.
Quite a bit of fur.
Ooh, wow, you were.
I'm just gonna fight these.
Yeah,
lines
you were
out.
just cleaning it up.
I've set myself up for disaster. Go! No! Go over! Get over! Not get!
That didn't work out. That did not work out. You know what I
It's
realized we
funny.
could also play?
What?
We could play our Mario game, but I guess we're kind of in the middle of it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's hard to explain what's going on.
Yeah, we've been
if you
playing
haven't
Mario
started beginning.
versus Rabbits.
Is it
Mario
is it versus?
and Rabbits?
Mario Rabbit Mario? Mario Rabbids. It's cool because it's like a strategy game, like Stratego meets Mario characters. It's really silly. Everyone has special skills, and as you keep going, you get these items that allow you to get better weapons and better skills. So yeah, we're like 60% through, maybe.
I think
the
we're only like
story?
halfway through.
Oh.
I think there's like 5 worlds or something.
Okay. Well, we're on word 3.
Yeah. The goddess of mischief says, they want advice on amigurumi. What causes gaps in amigurumi projects? So I'm guessing that you're talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you're talking about like holes in your stitches, and that probably has to do with your gauge. Your gauge is what is how tightly you're crocheting. So, and if you're crocheting really loosely, you're gonna get a lot of holes in your project, and the stuffing will be seen through and stuff like that. If you're having a problem keeping your gauge tight, then maybe get a smaller crochet hook. So I, for example, use a size G crochet hook for all my projects, and a G crochet hook is, I think it's relatively small for using Lily Sugar and Cream. I think they suggest a slightly bigger crochet hook for it. But if that's the problem, then you might want to go smaller, like maybe down to an E. Size E would be probably pretty good. Yeah, I hope that, I don't know if that's what you meant. I don't know if you meant your gauge or not, but that is a quick fix for that. Also, just trying to crochet tighter would probably fix that. And not messing up and pulling the stitches out. When you mess up and you pull the stitches out, it loosens the yarn just a little bit. You can probably get away with it like 1 or 2 times, but you are gonna start getting gaps in your stitches if you do that. So yeah, good question. Oh, Igley says the Wogless probably use yarn ropes.
Duh.
Yeah,
Duh.
that would make a lot of sense. That'd make a lot of sense.
Why didn't we think of that?
Why didn't we think of that?
Whee! I'm doing pretty good here.
Can we switch it over?
Feeling pretty confident.
There you go.
Yes.
Let's see how much you screw up now.
Thanks. Your confidence in me just made me mess up.
I knew it.
That's enough on you.
Yeah, I think using a smaller crochet hook, Goddess of Mischief, that might be your quickest and easiest fix. But if that doesn't work out, you might need to do, you might just need to work on actually your the tightness of your crocheting.
Your tension.
Thank you. Your tension.
We use the same term in knitting. That's why I know. You sounded like a teacher when you were saying all those things.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. It's just funny because your mom's a teacher.
My mom is a teacher. She teaches high school. She teaches special ed in high school. She actually doesn't teach a specific class anymore, and instead she teaches what's it called? You know what it's called?
I don't know.
It's like she helps them with all their other classes. It's like a class where you go in and just to get help with like every single class. So she has to learn every single course. Last year I think she was learning chemistry.
There's a word for that class.
Study? Something study?
It's not study hall.
Study? No. Yeah, it's not study hall. Matthew asks, how do I come up with the names for my goblins? I made one today and I'm currently trying to name it. I come up with my names for my goblins. That's a good question. I do it in a lot of different ways. Sometimes I just think about what I guess like when I look at them, what do I imagine they enjoy doing? Like right off the bat. So for example, my last one that I came out with, whose name is Shank. He was an assassin. Definitely, I knew I wanted him to be an assassin. I knew that I wanted him to like stab things. Just because, you know, he had that hood and everything, so he looked like a little stabby assassin.
Stabby stab.
Yeah,
You
so...
just called him Stabby Stab.
Well, at first his name was Pokey. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Why did you change it?
Well, because I thought, well, Pokey's not really a great name for... Maybe that's not a great name for a goblin. And especially not a goblin that thinks that takes himself really seriously. Because I wanted him to be an assassin that took himself seriously as an assassin. Not like a joke.
Shame.
Yeah, exactly. So and then I was like, okay, what's a better way to say poke that is more goblin-y?
Well, why not Stabby Stab?
Stabby Stab totally works. It's just... I don't know. I don't think that a goblin would maybe call himself Stabby Stab.
Whatever. Do goblins get to name themselves in this scenario? Because you're acting like they get to name themselves, unlike babies who have no capacity.
Oh, you know what? That's a really good question. I would say in my lore, my goblin lore, that would be really a cool thing if they name, like, at a certain point in their life, they get to name themselves. I think that's really cool.
Things are getting dicey.
I've been trying to think about a lot of kind of lore for my characters. I've been watching a lot of
Some nerdy stuff.
I knew, yeah, it's
some cheesy movies.
Oh, well, I wasn't even talking about the movies, but yes, I have been watching some really cheesy
It
movies.
is nerdtastic. And don't get me wrong, I like nerds. I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah, but what I've been watching is way nerdier than those
Really?
nerdy movies. Yeah. I've been watching videos. I've been watching videos just on the lore of different stuff. All it is a guy, super nerdy guy too. Like he essentially talks like this, and he is going through saying, okay, these are green dragons, and green dragons are are forest dragons, and they're known for being this and that, and he goes through the lores of a bunch of different genres like Warcraft and stuff like that. And so I've been watching a lot of those, and it makes me think, you know, what is the lore of, like, how did these goblins and trolls come to be? Because in a lot of things, trolls specifically are...
Bad guys.
Well, no, they're not bad guys necessarily.
Troll in the dungeon.
Troll.
They have a negative connotation.
Well, the trolls also, I think they're just stupid. They're not stupid. They're just like...
They're not your hero. They're not the hero of the story. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I
In
guess
most
that's
stories.
Yeah.
They are secondary things to fight.
Yeah, but there's always like a story of how these characters come into being. So like trolls are usually like if they come into contact with sunlight, they turn into stone, kind of stuff like that.
And before then, they try to eat you. So that sounds like a bad guy to me.
Well, I mean, they try to eat. Maybe they just don't have a lot of access to food.
I think you're trying to change history here.
Well, I'm trying to make my own lore for my character.
Right, but I'm
trolls and
just
stuff.
talking about what has generally happened in the past.
Well, there's also like trolls.
Not what you need to do. I'm just saying like what it was and still kind of continues to be is negative.
Well, what about troll? What about the hair troll? Like the trolls with the long hair?
Still negative because their songs are really annoying.
Yeah, but they're not negative. They're positive.
I know. I'm just teasing.
I think trolls get a bad rap.
They do.
Because what?
That's what I was getting at. They had a negative connotation, and you can change that. But I'm just saying, like, that's their lore is generally they've lived in caves and they live a dingy, dirty life and all that stuff. And that's just how it was.
I would say they also, I think mine definitely live a dingy, dirty life. A lot of boogers and stuff. Sounds like I like Vati Vidya. Does lore videos for Dark Souls. Oh, I have never played Dark Souls, but I really, really want to. No, that's a game we could play on this. Why don't you say that?
What?
That long piece.
Tell me about it.
Okay. I probably would like him. I probably maybe already watch his stuff, to be completely honest.
How have I not gotten a KO yet, y'all? I sent so many lines.
The other day, she got 18.
18 KOs in one game.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
18% of people playing.
Oh wow, yeah, that's one way to look at it. Yeah, that is nuts. So, oh, I should probably check if this is supposed to be a finger puppet or not. This is an order, and it's not a finger puppet. That's good.
Why is that good? Are they harder to make?
Yeah, they're way more annoying to make them into finger puppets.
Oh boy. Come on.
Chapmow.
These guys need to leave me alone. Leave me alone like Brittany, please.
Leave Brittany alone. Man, a long time ago,
It's fine.
in a galaxy far, far away, there was a video.
There was a video. And it changed
Changed
everything.
everything. And everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Oh, we need to finish Ratava.
Yes, we were watching Avatar.
We call it Ratava.
Well, I'm gonna tell them why. We were watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, but we were watching it not legally. I found streams of it on Daily Motion, which is a
I think they
YouTube streaming or a video streaming service. Well, some people might not. And the way they got around like the filters, you know, like the searching filters, so that they didn't have Avatar be get caught, was they would make it backwards.
They would make the video a mirror image.
Yeah, or really, really slow.
But when it was backwards,
It
instead of saying Avatar,
it would say
it would say
Ratava.
Ratava.
So we would watch and we'd be like, I love this show, Ratava. And then when it every now and then it would not be backwards, and instead they'd slow it down like a lot.
Oh, and their voices would be
Yeah,
really deep.
yeah. And so when it was like that, it wasn't Avatar,
But
or it wasn't
changed.
Ratava anymore. It was Avatar, and we were like, oh man, we're gonna have to rewatch this
I
to
wanna
see
watch
what happens
Avatar.
in Ratava.
I want to watch Ratava.
Burnt the Toast, no Jesus. That's someone's name on here. He asks, what's the hardest thing I've ever, crotchless? I think she's trying to say crocheted. And
Autocorrect is magical.
it is magical. The hardest thing I've ever crocheted is probably, I don't know. Maybe
Maybe one of those drawings that people sent in. You've had a hard time.
Oh
seeing those.
yeah. I used to do Monster Mondays where people would submit pictures of drawings of monsters, and then I'd crochet them into beings, and that was, yeah. Sometimes I got really difficult ones there.
Because the shapes would be shapes you didn't know how to make.
Yeah, a lot of times it'd be like, okay, let's figure out how I'm gonna do just something weird. It was really fun though. Those were fun videos. I should get back into those.
You got really creative with those.
Yeah, they really pushed my creativity, and they were fun to do. Probably something with a lot of color changes too.
What about the? Can we talk
Oh.
about what's coming up?
Yeah, the Planet Earth. It's already out actually.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I crocheted Planet Earth, And that was probably one of the most difficult. That is probably one of the most difficult things I've ever had to design. It's not that hard to literally crochet, but it took forever to figure out how to, like, the perfect places to place the continents so that everything just looked yeah, you could tell where, like, Africa was and stuff like that, and it didn't screw it up at all. That was difficult. That was really difficult. And I think it came out really, really well. I think it's one of my proudest patterns.
It's pretty cool.
I also had to come up with a whole new way to write patterns because there were so many color changes in it that you can't just have it be, I couldn't use my old method, which was I would write out, like, okay, change to red, change to white, change to gray, or whatever. Now, because there were so many color changes, I couldn't do that. I had to create a whole new color change chart, which showed, okay, the top of the stitch should be green, the bottom of the stitch should be blue on this stitch, and then you're going to go to the next one, it's going to be this way and that way. And it is a really, really cool system, and I'm excited to use it more often. I haven't had a chance to really put it into use.
Other than this.
Yeah, other than this. But I will, definitely, in the future.
Oh, things are getting dicey in Tetris land.
The land of the Tetris. Mario Gamer 64 asks, do I have any tips for getting into crochet? I do. My tip for getting into crochet is first off, crocheting 101. Definitely. That's the biggest tip. Is I created a whole YouTube series and ebook called Crocheting 101. It's how to crochet for complete beginners.
And it's
completely free.
free.
So you can find that at crocheting101.com. And any tips that I have is, I think the biggest tip I can tell you, and the one that I messed up most when I first started crocheting, is when you go to buy your materials, don't buy a plastic crochet hook. Don't do it. You'll be tempted to because it's cheap and you're not sure if you just won again. Great job. That was really good.
Thanks. Only 5 KOs though.
Still, that was great.
Yeah, don't buy plastic materials, and
Yeah.
also get yarn. I would recommend get cotton yarn for crochet. Would you agree? For starters.
Yeah, I don't buy acrylic. You'll be tempted to buy plastic crochet hooks and Red Heart yarn, and the reason you're going to be tempted to is because it's cheap and you don't know if this is a project, like a thing you're going to take up for very long or whatever. But honestly, Lily Sugar and Cream yarn is pretty dang cheap.
What, $5 a ball tops?
Not even, like even less,
$3.50.
yeah. And your metal crochet hook is not going to break. I went and I bought 5 plastic crochet hooks before I finally decided to buy a metal one.
Did you break all 5?
Yeah, because I just kept breaking them.
Don't do that.
Yeah, so don't do that. Just invest in, like, just expect to invest about $10 to $15 in your first stuff.
Nothing.
Yeah, for a brand new hobby, that's nothing. And the, as I said, like, the tutorial series is totally for free. I'm gonna be coming out with a new. Oh yeah, I keep scratching my back. That's great.
Try to read the time.
In the future, I'm gonna be coming out with a Crocheting 101 kit, so that it's easier for you to get the materials that I suggest using. I'm working on getting them at all the materials at wholesale right now, so that I can make it as cheap as possible, but it's kind of difficult.
Hi, Luna from Venezuela.
Luna, how are you?
And hi, Maria. Did I miss anybody? No? Don't think so. For highs.
Yeah. Oh yes, Stress Jenny. Yeah, she made that was a really, really good monster. Igly says that her favorite monster was Stress Jenny's.
And which one was the
It
one
was
the
like
monster looked
it was like lime green with like really fluffy cotton hair. I think that's the one you're talking about, and it was so good. And I think that that Jenny didn't make this specifically for Monster Monday because she didn't realize what I was really doing. I had met her at PatraCon. She's super duper nice, And so she just sent me a creature that she'd already made before, and she said, "Can you crochet this one?" And so when I did it, she was shocked with how good I did, because it looked exactly like the drawing. I have it somewhere. I don't know where, but oh, you know what? It's in the bookshelves out there. Yeah, that was a really, really good one. Burnt the Toast asks, how do I not suffer from carpal tunnel from crocheting all the time? When I was in high school, I crocheted so much that I did get carpal tunnel. And the reason I think the reason I got carpal tunnel then was because I was crocheting the same thing over and over and over again. I was making beanies, and I was making like 3 beanies a day. So I was spending probably like 8 hours a day crocheting, which I spend maybe like 3 or 4 hours now a day crocheting, so it's not nearly as much.
I done goofed.
Oh, did you done goof it?
I goofed real bad.
I think it looks beautiful, Jules. I think it looks beautiful.
Like my modern art?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So beautiful. Let's get rid of it quickly.
Why don't you just use the
I need to fill it in, man. It won't do no good if I don't fill it in first.
Maria asked, "What's carpal tunnel?" Carpal tunnel is like an issue where you're messing with. I think it's the cartilage in your wrist, and you're using it so much that the cartilage is getting worn down.
Yeah,
or just irritated.
And then the bones start rubbing together. That's my understanding.
That might be arthritis, though.
It might be arthritis. Yeah, if it's not carpal tunnel, it's still a thing, and it stinks.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's usually when you're doing the same exact motion over and over. And so, yeah, to continue on this story is, I think one of the reasons I don't get carpal tunnel anymore is because I don't do the same motions over and over with my arm anymore, because I'm making projects that change. Like, I hated making the same project over and over. I hated making beanies. So, I started making amigurumi because I could start and finish a project in an hour or so, and while I did that project there were so many different things I was doing, so I wasn't doing the same motion again and again. So I think that's one of the ways I've avoided carpal tunnel. I'm sure I'll get it when I'm older, though. When I had it, I would wear like a wrist, it was like a glove that would hold my wrist really tight. It would like grip my wrist to make sure that it just made it a lot easier for me to crochet. I guess another way you can get away from carpal tunnel, if you happen to have it, is you can hold something while you're crocheting. So some people hold a like a ball, like for example, like holding this while you do it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's some ways people do it. And another way is by using a smaller crochet hook, you can crochet tighter without crocheting tighter.
I would also recommend stretching. Don't
Yeah,
forget
lots
to
of stretches.
Roll your wrists
Yeah, 'cause
every 15 minutes or so. It's
Yeah.
just the same with knitting, because
You see me do this a lot.
Yeah. Maybe not cracking the knuckles so much, but definitely the stretching and just like move your fingers around in a way that you hadn't been doing for the last 15 minutes, and just do that every once in a while. That goes a long way.
Yeah, definitely. Xander.
Oh,
Xander says, just joined to say hello.
Hi, Xander.
Xander is crocheting a trans cape for a movement I'll be a part of on Friday.
Cool.
And that we seem cool. That is really cool, man.
We are cool. We're super cool. We're not. But thank you.
We are super cool.
Super. No, that is really...
That is
really
neat, yeah.
Making that.
It sounds like a lot of work.
Yes, capes are big.
Yeah, and exactly what I was just saying.
Don't forget to stretch.
Don't forget to stretch, yeah. Yeah, definitely. That is super cool. And also your name is really cool. Xander is a neat name.
Is that short for Alexander, or just like...
Oh,
name?
I didn't think about that. It being short for something.
Or just a self-chosen name. That's also cool too.
Yeah.
Why should have hired me to do the music for this.
Almost done with this little guy. Look at him. He's looking cute. If you want the pattern for this, by the way, the pattern is just at clubcrochet.com/triceratops. It's pretty easy. The cool thing with all my patterns is that I think there's a lot of cool things about my patterns, but one of the cool things about my patterns is that I try to make it really easy to access them because I need to read them all the time, so I need to just bring them up with my phone. So what I do is I make it like, I always do clubcrochet.com, that's how you start it, and then it's / whatever it is. So, for example, Triceratops, or dinosaur, I think brings you somewhere. Yeah, Mario is one. Pretty much everything I make has a short code like that makes it easier to get to. So if you want to make this Triceratops, that's how to get there.
Is it a free pattern?
It is a free pattern. Yeah, it's completely free, and it all my patterns have a full video tutorial. So if you need
A free video tutorial?
yeah, in fact, the video tutorials are free more often than the written tutorials are. A lot of times it'll be like the Triceratops, for example. The written pattern is on the website, and if you want to download the PDF, you have to have an account. It's a free account, but you have to have an account to download the PDF. And that just makes it so I can continually update people on my new patterns and stuff like that. But yeah. Okay. Burnt the Toast says, have I ever tried crocheting with the big yarn rope, like you make a blanket out of? Oh yes, I have it in there, in my yarn stash actually. It's I want to make goblins and stuff out of really big yarn, like pillow goblins. But I think Jules might not be super into
I
that.
might freak out.
See, Jules,
we don't know where to put everything yet. As long as we have somewhere for it to go, I'm fine. Until then,
there's places for it to go.
This is gonna be fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all gravy. This is how I planned it. I have to put that there so it can
Oh
slide
my
over.
gosh, that was.
And in.
And there's the KO. Oh my gosh, I need to shift it over to you real quick. This is a
It
good.
wasn't on me already? How dare you?
I know, they missed that really good.
No, well, maybe.
Dig out.
Oh no, I'm done. I'm done. You always, whenever you shift it over, I'm done for.
Well, whose fault is that?
Fourth is fine. Hey, I have a thing that could hurt you if I used it.
Your Tetris blocks? You're gonna start making a line around me, and then my stomach will get.
Yeah.
Tetris.
It's a great way to lose weight.
It's a great way to lose
Tetris
weight.
diet. Join today.
Xander said he didn't miss it. He didn't miss your dig out before
Thanks,
you lost.
Xander.
Can I have some of your brewski?
You mean my brown water?
Yes, I love brown water.
Does it make it taste better?
No, it makes it taste way worse.
I know, that's why it's funny.
It
You
tastes
like that brown water?
The brown water is grody, dude.
Dude, man, bro.
Dude, man, bro.
Duderson? McDude, man?
Do you want to switch after I finish up this little guy here?
Yes, I do, because I want to knit. I want to be the knitter on the crochet show.
I'll show. You know what, Burnt the Toast? I'll tell you what. I got one that it's not as big as I want the goblin to be. He wants to see a big old goblin. I'll show you one that's hanging out there that is not as big as I wish it was, or but it's a pretty big goblin. It's actually, I think, a mix between a hobgoblin and an ogre. I'm not really sure what to call it.
A bloger.
A bloger. Also, I think what we're gonna do when we switch here is I'm just going to I'm gonna stop the stream and restart it. That way you'll get you'll probably get a new notification that we're gonna be live streaming. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want this to save as like a different video, so you can just watch the one where I'm crocheting, you watch the one where she's knitting, and also it sends out the notification to other people. So the stream might say it ends. Just refresh to Louis Loops and you'll get back there. I'll warn you again before I do that, though. I gotta finish this guy first, though. And plus, I gotta like sneak my way out of this little cave. Yeah. I should start stuffing this guy before it's too late. Silly little bear.
Who's the bear? I'm not a bear.
No, the bear is Winnie.
What?
Mel Khan says, Jules, hi, I'm one of your test knitters.
Hi! How are you? Thanks for joining.
That's so cool.
I'm glad to see that someone saw my post on Instagram. That's great. This is Louie, my boyfriend.
Hi, I'm Louie, her boyfriend.
And this is his idea, and I'm kind of crashing the party. How are ya?
That's cool. That's very cool. Maria says hi, Jules, as well.
Hi, Maria. Hello.
Oh, buy it.
Huh?
Oh, man, that's a good idea. Burnt the Toast says I should buy one of those speakers from Build-A-Bear and start putting them in the goblins. So you can squeeze them.
Boom boxes?
No, the ones where like you squeeze them and
Squeakers.
No, not the squeakers. They have ones at Build-A-Bear where you can like actually record any noise.
I love you.
Exactly.
Got it. That sounds really creepy.
I think that's really cool. That's what they would all make noises like that.
Sound like Stitch?
Yeah. Stitch. Stitch was crocheted all along.
What a pun.
Elise says, "Aw, classic Tetris."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
Mel says she found Jules through me, but as both a crocheter and a knitter, she loves both.
She loves us equally?
Well, probably me more though, right?
Oh, stop. You don't. Don't answer that, because we know the truth. Don't listen to him. Don't even look at him. Don't look at him. That's really cool that you can do both.
That is very cool.
I envy people who can do both.
Yeah, neither of us can.
No. We have this idea. Can I tell them the idea?
Yeah, actually, we can see if people think it'll be interesting or
Yeah.
not.
We have this idea where we make a video or 2 or 3 or however many where we teach each other how to do the opposite craft of what we already know. So for example, he would teach me how to crochet and I would teach him how to knit. And we would get a friend of ours to edit it down to a short little video, like a BuzzFeed video. So it'd be pretty funny and quirky. Hopefully, that's the goal, that's the idea.
Yeah.
And if it turns into something that people want to see more of, then we could do like lessons for each other and have like an end goal project. Like I know what I want to crochet. I want to crochet a pair of shorts really badly.
And I don't know how to do that, so I'm gonna have to teach you how to.
Just messed up real bad. Ah!
Good
fine.
timing though, because I just finished.
Okay, great. But
You can get out. You can get out.
I don't want to die.
You can get out. Oh no.
I have to, it's the wrong. I had to. It's fine.
Look at this little fella.
Look at him.
He's really cute.
He's really cute. What's his name?
Bort. His name is Bort.
This is a terrible name.
I do this thing all the time where she asks me to like say something, and I always say candy. I don't know why, but I always say
candle.
candy. Yes,
I
something
have
with
a better name for Bort.
Yeah.
I think they should be named Papaya.